last video, we looked at how to set up an ACT account and how to register for an ACT test administration. Now we're going to do the same for the SAT. So if you either Google SAT test registration or you simply put into your search bar collegereadiness.collegeboard.org, this is the page you'll come to. So we're going to go ahead and choose the yellow Register Now button. And that'll bring you to this page. On the left-hand side, if you already have a College Board account, you can simply put in your information there. But for purposes of this video, we're assuming you do not have yet a College Board account for the SAT. So on the right-hand side of the page, go ahead and choose Create Account. And then this just tells you all of the programs you'll have access to once you create a College Board account. It's connected to your AP test, your PSAT, your SAT, Big Future, which is a website that has a lot of really amazing resources for the college-bound students. So definitely explore around the College Board website. Lots of useful information there. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started filling in our information. You can see that anything with a red asterisk is going to be a required field. And again, remember that when you're filling out this information, you should have the ID that you're going to take to the test with you right beside you so that you make sure you're putting in exactly the name as it appears on your ID. Otherwise, you stand the risk of being turned away from the test site on test morning. So let's go ahead and start filling in our information. Again, I'm going to skip the middle initial. Next, you'll choose male, female, or another, and you can list whatever other gender you would like to put here. And then you will need to put in your birth date, and then your email address. Okay, and then we need the high school graduation. They want the month as well as the year for the SAT. So let's just say June of 2021. And they want to know what your zip code, postal code is. They also want to know where do you go to school. So go ahead and put in the name of your school and it will automatically load for you. And then you could also filter by school zip code if it didn't populate for the school. Okay, and next you'll need to create a username and password. For the SAT, your username should have 6 to 15 characters and be made up of a combination of letters and numbers. So again, get out your notebook or create an SAT contact on your cell phone so that you can save this information. Okay, and then for our password, your password must be 9 to 30 characters with at least one uppercase, one lowercase, one number, and one special character, no spaces, and be different than your username. So again, make sure you record your password in your notebook or in your cell phone SAT contact. Okay, and then they also want you to choose a security question for account recovery in case you can't find your password or username. So let's see, I'm going to choose what is your mom's maiden name. Okay. And then you'll begin putting in your personal information. So you'll have to choose whether you live in the US, US territories, and Puerto Rico, or outside the US. And they want your address. Have a drop down box for the state. And then you can choose to put your cell phone in here if you'd like. It's not required. You'll have to agree to this little informational box. It says get text messages from the College Board. We'll send you reminders for test dates, deadlines, and scores, and direct you to free college planning resources. We may text you with invites to surveys or to tell you about new offerings. Standard messaging and data rates may apply. To stop receiving SMS messages from the College Board, text STOP to 70801. I'm not going to put my cell phone number in there for now. And then the next box is about subscriptions. It says sign up to get email from the College Board. We'll send you reminders for test dates, deadlines, and scores, and direct you to free resources to help you build a college list, find scholarships, and complete your applications. Stay connected. You may opt out for the following. So I'm going to opt out of the monthly student newsletter and alerts. And then next we have parent information. Help your child navigate the road to college. Sign up for the free College Board emails to get reminders and advice tailored to his or her grade level. Just select the emails you want to receive and enter your information. I'm going to skip the parent information as well. The final thing on this first page is that you'll need to agree with the terms and conditions. So this statement says the College Board is dedicated to protecting your privacy and handling any personal information we obtain from you with care and respect. By submitting this information, you are accepting the site terms and conditions and privacy policy governing the College Board's website. So again, I do recommend reading over this information before you agree to anything. It's just a good habit to get into. And you can see it is, again, quite long. And then there's also separately the privacy policy as well. So you can click on one of the things here and read more information about each of those topics. Okay, so I have clicked that I agree with the terms and conditions. And then next it says create your College Board account. Confirm that the following info is correct. Check the box next to each item if it's correct or hit edit to make changes. So first name is correct, last name is correct, gender is correct, and date of birth is correct. So I'm going to confirm. Okay, so once you've successfully created your account, you'll be directed to this page. And you have several options here. The first one says get comfy. Registration will take approximately 30 to 40 minutes. It's not going to take us quite that long for this video because we're going to move through some of the sections really quickly. But when you do it for real, it will take you that long because you do need to take your time and make sure that you're putting in the information accurately and that you're answering all of the questions to the best of your ability. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and choose continue. And we'll start to upload our personal information. So it says to register for the SAT, we need to know some information about you. Some of your answers may be used for research purposes, so we can make sure the SAT continues to be fair and useful to all students. Some responses may also be shared with your high school, school district, state, or the colleges that you choose to send scores to. So it's already populated some of the information for me, but I'm going to go ahead and continue here. It says, please check that your answer is correct. You cannot change this information once your SAT registration has been processed. So they want us to confirm gender, and date of birth. Okay, those both look correct. And then they also have populated your graduation date So we want to go ahead and choose that we are currently in the 11th grade. And then it also has populated your mailing address, and that all looks right. And again, I'm going to leave the mobile phone number off. So I'm not going to check that, yes, I'm interested in receiving text messages. Your email address. We use this email address when sending your SAT notification scores and anything else you request from us. So make sure that your email address is correct and then click continue. Okay, next they say, start by telling us a bit about yourself. Please answer both questions about Hispanic origin and about race. For the following questions about your identity, Hispanic origins are not races. So, are you of Hispanic, Latino, or Spanish origin? You may check all that apply. And then again, you also have the choice of clicking I do not wish to respond. And then next, what is your race? You may check all that apply. I'm going to just go ahead and choose I do not wish to respond. Next, it says, tell us a bit about your parents and guardians. And you'll notice that you do have to give information for at least one parent. So let's go ahead and put that my parent has some high school or a high school diploma or equivalent, and neither of my parents or guardians have a current military connection. Next is languages. What language did you speak first? I'm going to put English in another language, and then what language do you know best? I'm going to put English. And then they want to know about religious affiliated colleges. Are you interested in religious colleges or religiously affiliated campus clubs or activities? If yes, select a religion below. So you see the drop-down box, and you can choose to participate in any of those, or you can leave it blank. It is not a required question. Then go ahead and choose continue. Okay, it says create your student profile. Creating your college profile is part of your SAT registration. It helps you connect to colleges and find financial aid options that are right for you. The information you may get from colleges or scholarship organizations will be based on your answers to the subsequent questions, such as your intended major, your sports and activities, or where you live. When you answer these questions, you help colleges find you by telling them who you are and what you want, and then also provide details that may help connect you to information about financial aid options, scholarships you may qualify for, and other opportunities. So the next box is about student search service, and again, this is a required field. So it says, say yes to this free College Board service, and you'll hear from a diverse group of eligible colleges, scholarship organizations, and nonprofit educational organizations looking for students like you. Here's how it works. We send your basic college profile information to a variety of schools and programs. Your test scores or phone number are never shared as part of this service. Then the schools and programs send you information about themselves so they can see if they fit in with your plans. So again, you need to decide whether this is something you're interested in. I think it's probably a good idea if you're okay with receiving information from colleges and scholarship organizations. Definitely you can find some opportunities that way. So I'm going to choose yes for now. And then the next box is about advanced placement. Do you plan to apply for advanced placement credit? So if you've taken any APs during high school, or you plan to take APs during high school, then I would say for sure you want to apply for AP credit when you go to college. So let's choose yes and then continue. Okay, and then now they're asking about your GPA and rank. So there's a drop-down box and you can choose what your current GPA is. Again, you don't need to try to predict what your GPA will be at the end of your senior year or at the end of your high school career. Just put what it is right now. And then the next section says, rate your ability in the following subjects compared to others of your age. So this is a little bit subjective, but you probably have an idea sort of where you fall among your peers in some of your classes. So just answer this to the best of your ability. Okay, so in the subject of mathematics, are you the highest 10%, above average, average, or below average. And just again, put where you think you are in each of these subject matters and then choose continue. The next section says indicate the high school courses you have taken or plan to take in each math subject. Select the grade in which you took or plan to take the course. If one or more of the courses is an honors, AP, or dual enrollment course, please also check the corresponding box. So again, this is a section where it's helpful if you have a copy of your current transcript with you to roll through all of this information. So I'm just going to do this really quickly and hopefully we can get through this a little faster than we did the ACT. Okay, we're going to leave that. And then this is the same information, but based on English, whereas the last one was math. Okay, and we'll leave the rest. Again, here we are with the science sections. Okay. And this is the social studies section. Again, when you're doing this, take your time and make sure that you answer the questions appropriately. Let's go ahead and put at least one AP in there so that we can see what that looks like. Okay, and then these are foreign language classes. So if you are taking currently a foreign language, you can put that in here and you can say which grades you took it in or are planning to take it in. And then we are moving on to your high school activities. So it says, tell us about the activities and sports you enjoy. For up to 10 activities, please check the grades in which you have participated in or plan to participate in the activities. It says check the box in the officer award column if you have held a major office or position of leadership, for example, class president, varsity team captain, or officer, or if you have received special recognition. So for example, varsity letter, regional science fair prize, or state orchestra. So go through this list and see what applies to you and check the grades where you participated. I'm going to choose that I have not participated in any of these activities. And then next we have arts and music. So you can choose anything that you've participated in high school. And again, sports. And this is about college programs and activities. Which activities are you interested in pursuing in college? So you might want to put some thought into this one and check all that apply or none of the above. The next section is about your level of education. What is the highest level of education you plan to complete beyond high school? Let's just choose a bachelor's degree. And then they want to know what you're planning to study if you know what that is. So it says select an area of study you might find interesting and add up to 5 corresponding school majors. You may select as many areas of studies as you wish. So let's go ahead and choose one to see what this looks like. So let's choose engineering. And we'll add some engineering majors. Let's say maybe we're interested in architectural engineering. So you want to add that to the right-hand column by pushing the little blue arrow. And then if you want to add another one, let's say you might also be interested in civil engineering. We'll add that to the list. And then they want to know which one of the ones that you've selected is your first choice. Let's go ahead and leave architectural engineering as my first choice. And then more information about college. So what types of institutions are you interested in attending? Let's say four-year college. And maybe you're also considering a 2-year community college. You're still trying to decide. So let's choose both of those. And then which of the following are you considering? Check as many responses as apply. So public, private, religious affiliated. I'm going to go ahead and choose public. Which types of colleges are you considering? Check as many responses as apply. So you can choose all women, all men, or coeducational, or undecided. I'm going to choose coeducational, which means that you will have both women and men attending. And the college setting, what college setting do you prefer? And again, you can check as many responses as apply. So I'm going to choose medium size city. But if you want to choose more than one, certainly you can do that. Next question is, where would you like to go to college? Check as many responses as apply. So do you want to stay close to home? Do you want to be in your home state? Maybe for financial reasons you need to stay in-state for in-state tuition. Or maybe you want to broaden your horizons a little bit and you're able to go outside of the state, but you still want to stay close by. So then you could choose in a state bordering mine. I'm going to go ahead and put beyond states bordering mine. The college size, what size college are you thinking of attending? So you can choose by the number of students who are attending the college. Again, if you don't have any idea, if you haven't really gotten into the search process yet and you don't really know what you're looking for, you can just put undecided here. And in your first year of college, do you want to live at home or have on-campus housing or off-campus housing? Of course, sometimes schools do require you, for instance, Appalachian State University requires you to live on campus during your freshman year. And then financial aid, do you plan to apply for financial aid? Of course, we definitely want to apply for financial aid. And then do you plan to have a part-time job? Sure. Okay, and then let's do continue. Okay, and here's some technical information, terms and conditions. Please read the following terms and conditions. Use the checkbox at the bottom to indicate that you accept them. You must accept all of the terms and conditions in order to register for the ACT. So, introduction. These terms and conditions are a legal contract between you and the College Board. They set forth important rules and policies you must follow related to taking the SAT. Please read these carefully. References to SAT refer to the SAT or the SAT with essay, as well as SAT subject test, unless otherwise noted. All disputes between you and the College Board will be resolved through binding arbitration in accordance with Section 11 of this agreement. So here is a table of contents for all of the terms and conditions. Again, read through all of these carefully. I'm not going to spend our time on the instructional video reading through all of these, but I do recommend that you read through these terms and conditions. And then when you get to the bottom, you will go ahead and agree to the SAT terms and conditions. So let's continue. Next, we're going to be required to choose our country or region where you are taking the test. So the United States is already populated for us there, and then the type of test. So if you choose the little information circle, you can see what the different choices are. So for this video, we are going to be taking the SAT. The subject tests are required occasionally by colleges, but it is rare. If you are applying to a college that requires subject tests, you will have to register for those separately. So for today, we're going to choose SAT. And then here are the test dates that are available. It says in the yellow warning box, if you miss the registration deadline for a test, you can still register by the late registration deadline. However, a late fee will be added. Okay, so you can see the SAT actually has an updated list of all of their test dates. Some of this may change as the COVID-19 pandemic kind of evolves and we see what's happening later in the year. But for now, these are all test options for the SAT. So let's just stick with this first one August 29th, 2020. The registration deadline is July 31st, 2020, and the late registration deadline is August the 18th, 2020. The price of the test is $52. The next choice we have is whether we want to add the SAT essay. And again, as I've said before, very few colleges require the essay portion of the SAT or ACT. So definitely look at your list, and if you're thinking about applying to colleges that require the essay, then by all means add it to your test site. But again, they're few and far between, so I'm going to go ahead and choose no, I do not wish to take the essay. And then here's the question about accommodations. Have you been approved for accommodations by the College Board's Services for Students with Disabilities? I'm going to say no. If you have accommodations and you have an IEP or a 504, or if you're part of an ESL program at your school, you may qualify for testing accommodations. Be sure that you check with your school counselor and with your Upward Bound counselor to see if you qualify. There will be special forms you will have to fill out in order to receive testing accommodations. Next, they want to know if we have a fee waiver, and yes, we do have fee waivers. Let's look at the information about the fee waiver. If you think you're eligible to take the test for free, see your counselor to request a fee waiver. Fee waivers cover 2 free SATs with or without the essay, 6 free SAT subject tests, 2 free question and answer service or student answer service reports. So very generous from the SAT. And again, you will find, even though it says to receive your fee waivers from your counselor, you're going to contact your Upward Bound counselor to receive the SAT fee waiver. So once you have your fee waiver, you'll have the SAT fee waiver identification number that you'll input here. And I'm going to change my answer here because I'm not going to be able to move on since I don't have a fee waiver number to put in there. But let's first finish looking at the fee waiver information. Eligibility, I have student verification of eligibility, and then they're going to ask for your counselor's name. This is your school counselor. So whoever your counselor is at your high school, the name will need to go in here. And then fee waiver criteria, please check all that may apply to you. So family receives public assistance, lives in federally subsidized public housing or a foster home or homeless, family income falls within the USDA levels, enrolled in or eligible for the free and reduced lunch program, enrolled in a program that aids students from low-income families like TRIO programs such as Upward Bound, or you can be ward of the state or an orphan in order to qualify. So again, I'm going to go ahead and choose no here simply because I won't be able to move on unless I input a fee waiver number there. And then the next section is student answer service. Order this service to get a detailed report of your test performance. It provides information about the test question types, difficulty levels, and your answers. If you took the essay, you will have access to a copy of your essay via your free online score report. Materials will be available online as part of your score report. And then you'll have to answer here, would you like to add the student answer service at this time? Again, this is a very valuable tool to use for improving your score, so I would highly recommend that you do add the student answer service fee. And then we'll go ahead and choose continue. Okay, so now we have information about what test you're taking, the test date, and the country or region that you're taking the test in. Next, we'll need to choose a test center. So it says choose your high school or another test center location, then click continue below. The yellow box says you've chosen your test and the date when you're going to take it. Now let us know where you would like to take your test. Once you choose your high school or another test center, we will keep this registration open for up to 20 minutes. And then the pink box says, given the spring administrations canceled due to coronavirus, we are seeing very high interest in students wanting to register for the SAT. If you can't find a nearby test center with availability on your preferred test date, be sure to check other dates. To search for another date, click Choose Your Test and Date in the navigation bar above. So again, by the time you register for the SAT, hopefully the COVID-19 pandemic will have passed and this will not be an issue for you. But let's go ahead and try to register by our zip code to see what's close by. Okay, so since I put my address as Alcoa, Tennessee, then that shows up as having seats available. So I'm going to go ahead and select that and continue. Okay, and that brings us to photo requirements. It says your appearance in the photo must match how you will look on the day of the test in order for you to be admitted to the test center. The photo you provide will become a part of your admission ticket. So it shows you an example of what your admission ticket will look like with your photo attached there. And then below that it says you must submit a photo with your registration for the SAT. The photo you provide will become part of your admission ticket. You can use an existing digital photo, scan your school picture, or take a picture with a digital camera or smartphone to upload during registration. You will have the chance to crop and reposition your photo after uploading it. Your appearance in the photo must match how you will look on the day of the test. Learn more about choosing an acceptable photo. So if you click on the link, it gives you lots of details about what should and should not be in the picture and what's acceptable. Okay, so read through that. And then just look on the ACT website, you can see that they have examples of acceptable photos and examples of unacceptable photos. So now they will require you to upload your photo. Okay, so I've uploaded a photo here. And I'm going to go ahead and choose Continue. And this talks about practice materials. So this is sort of the sales pitch. It says you probably want to spend time getting ready for the SAT and planning for that next big step, college. The best way to do well on the SAT is to become familiar with the test by taking practice tests. The College Board offers low-cost tools to help you become familiar with the test so that you are more comfortable and confident on test day. So you can see they give you several choices of books you can order here. But again, there are lots of websites and information available that's free that you can use to practice. But if you would like to order one of these books, you click there and they will ship it to you, and there will be a shipping charge as well. But I'm going to leave that blank and choose Continue. Okay, so order review. Your seat is being held for 19 more minutes. Make sure that all of your information is correct. You will not be admitted to the test center unless the photo you have submitted matches your appearance on test day and your personal information matches the info on your ID exactly. Okay, and that's what your admission ticket will look like. And then you want to review your SAT admission ticket / seat reservation. So just make sure that everything on here is exactly right, matches everything on your ID, that you have the correct test center and the correct date. And then you'll go ahead and submit your order. It says click the Make Payment button and fill in your electronic payment info. This reserves your seat and lets you print out your SAT admission ticket. After you submit your registration, only the following may be changed for an additional fee: the test date, the test type, and the test center. So the item in our cart is SAT registration, and you can choose to edit that if you need to. The price is $52. And so you can also choose here, for future convenience, I'd like to store my payment information. This way I can make allowed changes on test day, like switch from SAT to SAT with essay, or add subject tests and still access my scores once they become available. I never like to store my payment information on the computer, and hopefully you're going to be using a fee waiver to register for this test, so let's leave that blank for now and choose Make Payment. Okay, again, they're wanting us to confirm information. By selecting Confirm, you acknowledge the following. My name matches exactly what is presented on my acceptable ID. The personal information on my admission ticket is accurate, including my name, date of birth, and gender. I understand that once my SAT registration has been processed, I cannot change this information without calling customer service. I understand the updated ID requirements outlined here. So let's click on that. Your admissions ticket isn't enough to get you into the test center. Follow these guidelines so you don't get turned away. You are responsible for understanding and following these requirements as they appear here and in the student registration guide. So make sure that you read through all of this and that you understand it. It is very important that you understand all of this information. For now, I'm going to close that out. And then it also says, I understand that if my personal information does not match my ID, I will be turned away from the testing center. No makeup or refund will be offered. The photo I provided meets the acceptable photo guidelines. I understand that if I elect to make changes to my registration after submission, that a change fee may be charged. A change fee is charged for changing the test date, the test center, or when changing from the SAT or SAT with essay to SAT subject test or vice versa. Okay, so once you have read all of that, you can choose I agree with this information and choose Confirm. Okay, so now they're asking for a payment method. Earlier in the video, we covered the fee waiver information and you would put that in earlier in the process. But if you do come to this payment method and you need to pay with PayPal or a credit card, then let's just take a look at what this next page looks like. It's just your credit card billing information and then the credit card information that you would input. And you'll click Review and Submit Payment and you'll receive a confirmation for your test registration as well as a confirmation email. So that's it for the SAT account creation and SAT test registration video. Good luck, and we'll see you again soon.